Hey everybody, how's it going? This is episode 66 of Wrestling with Brent. The usual. I'm gonna be going over the wrestling views, stuff that's happened in the last week. But got a lot to talk about. We'll just get my thoughts on things. I got several shows to review. Both AEW shows from last week, the Grand Slam shows, night one, night two. Night one was Dynamite. Night two was Rampage. Also, going to review both GCW shows for the weekend and Extreme Rules. Uh, yep, and I'm going to just be talking about a couple other things. Uh, yep, so let's get into it. Um, I'm gonna just best give my best opinion on stuff, and then I'll go back and review the shows and matches and go through that quickly. Uh, Try to keep up because I'm just gonna kind of talk, maybe talk fast. So I hope you can understand. I just got a lot to cover, so um, yes, but I want to say this was a really good last week in wrestling. Um, Man, just so much good stuff. Uh, I really enjoyed AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. I thought it was great. I loved it. The whole 2 hours felt like a pay per view. The crowd in New York at All Fair Stadium was really hot. Was just a great crowd. They really added to the show. I thought. This show just had a certain feeling to it. It just I don't know how I could explain it. It was just awesome. Everybody was pumped up, excited. Um, Everybody was into it. Uh, yeah. But yes, I thought it was a great show. I was surprised the way it started off, how they had the opening match. Was Brian Danielson versus Kenny Omega. Uh, and I wasn't surprised. It didn't disappoint me as far as the match goes. It was a great match. All things considered, in my opinion, it was an instant classic. Uh, all because this was a huge night for AEW. Supposed to be a big night, and Kenny and Brian Danielson delivered. Danielson hadn't wrestled in several months, and he looked like couldn't tell her. He didn't miss a step. Kenny Omega was great as usual. It was just a really great match. Nothing, crazy, had to happen or went on. They really just had a really straightforward, old school style, traditional wrestling match. Uh, and I loved it. I was even okay with the end of them going to a draw. Because that's going to set it up, for later on down the line. Um, you know, so I mean, it wasn't for the titles, so I was okay with the ending. Uh, but a great match. I loved it. Great match. Yep. I thought night one was better of Grand Slam, but night two, Rampage Friday, I thought was good as well. I liked it. Yep. Uh, Now I just want to say a couple things. Wrestler related. From what I read the other day, Brian Cage is out for injury. He had to have stem cell surgery. He hurt his knee recently. Uh, and his knees, every time he would walk or try to do a move or anything, his knees would give it on. So he had to go under the knife. He had to have stem cell surgery, so he'll be out of action for a while. Um, Yep. Also, if you follow social media, his wife basically said in an interview on a podcast and on social media that she didn't think Brian Cage was being booked right in AEW. She didn't like the way he was getting booked. Um, Brian Cage didn't say anything, negative about AEW. She just giving her opinion. So hopefully Brian's a classy guy. Just because I've heard like all character interviews with him, he's a classy guy. I don't think he'd do or say anything, to um, hurt people in AEW, hurt the films or anything, get them in hot water with people in AEW behind the scenes. So yeah, I just think as far as Brian Cage goes, I always thought he's actually been hasn't been booked right in AEW, but you can't push everybody, especially now they have so much talent. They was pretty much keeping all their big guys even in AEW as far as I'm concerned. Since the start, they didn't really push Lance Archer much when he first came in. Uh, they buried him a lot. Well, not really buried him, but he lost a lot. He put other people over. Um, they pretty much put Luchasaurus, with Jurassic Express right off the bat. Luchasaurus, they hadn't really, had him, really show what he could do as a single star. Um, Brian Cage, they had him come in right off the bat, his first match, and lose to Moxley for the title, after he won his debut match in the Battle Royal. So, there's that. Wardlow had a couple matches here and there, but he hasn't really, been given a big push. He hasn't done a whole lot. So, I just think of Brian Cage, in my opinion, if he, hangs on and everything and just rides it out, eventually his time will come where he'll get a big push. I hear lately over the last 2 3 months, they've been finally doing a little bit more for Lance Archer than what they was doing, and he's improved. His match that things, has been better. Yep. So, there's my thoughts on that. Also, there's been a health update on Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts is in really bad health. Says he has OCPD, something with an infection in his blood or something like that, and it was hereditary. Uh, he claims what he's having going through is worse than COVID. It affects the way he talks, and it makes it hard for him to talk at all. He can't talk. Uh, they said that's why he's hasn't been on AEW hardly or talking for Lance Archer at all on AEW because he can't because this OCPD is so bad. He said it's something passed down to him hereditary. It's awful, and he said whenever he has to speak, he has to take oxygen tank off. And whenever he's done speaking, he can only speak, so many minutes at a time. He has to go right back to using the oxygen tank. Yep. So he said that's why he hasn't been on AEW TV hardly any, or he hasn't talked any for Lance Archer because he can't. Uh, yep. So that's sad to hear for him. I just hope he, gets better and keeps going on. Uh, so get well, Drake Snake Roberts. Yep. So like I said, I really enjoyed Grand Slam and Rampage. Now GCW had a couple shows, Saturday night and Sunday night. Saw it Friday and Saturday night. I loved them both. They were great shows, especially the first night. It was called something very different. I've never seen anything before. This was the first time I've ever done anything like it. It was called Emo Night. It was in New York. And what they did was, emo music, it's like a soft rock. Um, bands like My Chemical Romance, Red Gypsy Apparatus, Yellow Card, All American Rejects, bands like that. They kind of had a theme where they did that. They had a couple emo musicians come out and who said he was also a big wrestling fan, big GCW fans. He actually come out and did like a concert. Sung out with the fans. I had a really cool video where they was at. I had like a really cool open stage set up. Yep, and a lot of the rest come out to different emo songs, and it was just really cool. Just a really cool atmosphere. Uh, it was just really neat. But the matches on the card I thought was very good. Nick Gage had a really good match that I really enjoyed. Uh, they even did a thing where they had Nick Gage actually come out as a DJ. Um, and he had introduced a couple of wrestlers, and Nick Gage talked to the crowd to get the crowd pumped up. And I said, play a couple songs. They had a DJ, actual DJ, and Nick Gage talked with him, and basically talked about a couple of his favorite emo songs. Um, and Nick Gage would help get the crowd pumped up and would call the wrestler out when they would come out would help introduce the wrestler when they come out for their match. Uh, so that was cool. During one of the matches, they did an angle where I had never seen before. After the match was over, a group come out and attacked the wrestler after the match and actually put a plastic bag over his head, and basically suffocated him right there on live pay per view. And it was awesome. I was just so vicious. I couldn't believe they attempted to do it. I'm sure, they was doing it safely. There was a way, it was, gimmicked where he wasn't actually being suffocated, but it sure did look like he was being suffocated. It looked really real, and I was just shocked that they went that far, but I thought it was really cool. It was a really cool beatdown. Uh, yep. So like I said, it was just a really great show. I really enjoyed it. Man, it was just so much fun. I'll go into a little bit more detail when I do the review on it here in just a couple minutes. Yep. Uh, but the second night was called GCW Get Lost. It was very good as well. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed the matches as well. Yep. And Sunday night we had uh, I did watch Ring of Honor Saturday. It was a good show. I give it a 6 out of 10. I don't have the results right in front of me; they're hard to find, but it was a good show. Yep. So Ring of Honor put on another good show. I liked it. Now for Sunday night was uh, WWE's Extreme Rules pay per view. They've been hyping it up for weeks. Extreme Rules, Extreme Rules. Uh, Now, this is going to surprise everybody with my comment I'm going to make about this pay per view. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. And I was surprised. And let me tell you why. I thought it was good. I thought the wrestling from top to bottom was very good. Even the kickoff match, Carmella and Liv Morgan. I thought they had a very good women's match, especially to be on the kickoff show, the pre-show. I thought it was a very good competitive match, so I like that. I enjoyed the whole show from top to bottom. I thought all the matches was good. Um, uh, I didn't like there wasn't no title changes. I thought Alexa Bliss, because it's the way they've been building her up, for whole Lily character, and the way they've been building her feud with Charlotte. I thought Alexa Bliss was going to beat Charlotte and become the new women's champion. They had a lot of people said they didn't like the match. I liked the match. Thought it was good. It could have been a lot better, but it was good for what it was. It was a good match. Alexa Bliss did all right. Charlotte did well. It was a good match. I liked it. It was a fine match. It wasn't horrible by any means. Um, I didn't like it after the ending. I liked when she whipped the doll up. That was funny. But after the ending, they did like this whole thing where they let Alexa Bliss pour a temper tantrum in the ring for literally 5 minutes. Then she stood up on the announce table, ripped it apart, and just sat on it and just kind of soaked. And rocked back and forth in the ring also. And then it showed her walking up the ramp, and I showed her kind of sitting and pouting on the ramp. And then she finally walked off after like 10, 15 minutes. So I thought that was weird. Did it come out later? Reported that she's going to be taking time off of TV for the foreseeable future, be a couple of months or whatever. She was taking time off, so maybe she's going to come back as she's going to ditch all this Lily stuff and going to come back as as her old self, Alexa Bliss. Uh, Twisted Bliss. So we'll have to see. Um, but like I said, I liked the match. I thought the USO Street Profit Tag Title match was very good. I was surprised. I didn't think it'd be that good. Thought it was a very good tag team title match. I really enjoyed it. Man, that was such a fun match. Both teams really put on a good match. Yep. I actually enjoyed the main event. I thought it was a very good match. I did not like the ending. I thought it was, at the same time, I thought it was so stupid and so ridiculous, but just kind of different and weird. I sort of liked it, but at the same time, I hated it. It's very strange. Uh, Actually, by the time it was over, if I hated it, I was like, my God, it's so stupid. But it was still a great match. I just wouldn't have done it that way. Uh, Basically, I'll go ahead and tell you what happened, and I'll tell you why I thought it was stupid. Uh, Basically, what had happened was Roman Reigns was beating the crap out of Finn Balor. Um, the Usos came down and got involved in the match. Was helping Roman Reigns out. Uh, Finn Balor getting his butt kicked. Uh, it basically ended up with Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and the Usos all down on the outside the ring. Roman eventually crawled back into the ring, but Roman was out, in the ring, laying in the ring. Uh, Showed the Usos off to the side. They had went for a table. Finn Balor kicked them through the table. And they went splash through a table. Head first cracked to the side of the table. The table was propped up on the barricade. Uh, so Finn Balor took them out. Roman Reigns just laying in the ring, out. Uh, Finn Balor was laid out because he was too tired, just tied up after the big kick to the Usos. So Finn Balor's on the ground. He's practically dead, pretty much, playing dead, pretty much. All of a sudden, uh, you see Finn Balor's entrance video, the heartbeat thing, his new logo and the red blood and all, come up on the video screen. Then all of a sudden, Finn Balor's music plays, starts playing. You hear a heartbeat sound, like you heard last week on Raw. Uh, when at the end you saw a red light and a heartbeat flash, and real quick it went off. It's like, what was that? Uh, so you hear this heartbeat again. Then all of a sudden, the camera zooms directly at Finn Balor, and it shows it close up so you can see it. All of a sudden, you're watching him and Finn Balor. You're watching what's going on, and you're just seeing Finn Balor laying there. All of a sudden, Finn Balor's emotions. All of a sudden, Finn Balor, the music starts playing and hear the beating sound. Finn Balor's arms start moving. Then his legs start moving. Then next thing you know, he's flopping around on the ground like a fish, like he's having a seizure or something. Uh, then all of a sudden, his music keeps playing and it keeps playing. All of a sudden, he pops up uh, on both feet, pumped up. Basically, his version of Hulkamania, and I believe they called it Demon Mode. I believe it's what Joe Cronin said, and he was right, I believe. They now just call it Demon Mode. What's this, Finn Balor? I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Finn Balor's in full Demon Mode. He can't be stopped. Finn Balor gets up. Basically his version of Hulkamania called Demon Mode. Finn Balor goes crazy. Uh, Takes out Usos again, takes out Roman Reigns. Finn Balor's just unbeatable, unstoppable, can't be stopped. He's beast mode. He's just whooping everything, hitting everything that moves, hitting that thing hard. That thing looks good. He's on a roll, unstoppable. You really think he's going to get ready to win the title, beat Roman Reigns? Uh, like I said, Roman Reigns is already in the ring. Uh, laid out, so Roman Reigns is laid out in the ring. Finn Balor notices he got the Usos out. Finn Balor, like I said, he's cleaned the new life. He's all, in demon mode. He's pumped up. Everybody gets excited. The lights are still off in the arena. His video is still on the Titantron. His thing is still, heartbeat is still bumping. His music is still playing, by the way, which is weird. So his music's blasting. Everybody's going nuts. The crowd's hollering. The announcers are hollering. What's going on? What's happening? I can't believe Finn Balor's doing this. Finn Balor gets up on the top rope, gets ready for his coup de grace. Cole and McAfee come on, is it going to be the coup de grace? If he hits it, we could have a new champion. Is Finn Balor going to beat Roman Reigns? Is Finn Balor going to finally be the one that the demon is finally going to be the one to beat Roman Reigns? I can't believe this is happening. This is a miracle. Uh, Finn Balor perches up on top rope, raises up, does the hand thing, raises his hands up. He's standing on the top rope. The crowd's going down, everybody's on their feet. The music's still going, the red light's still going, the heartbeat, that thing, Titantron's still going. All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, you hear a boom. And all of a sudden, just within a second, the rope breaks. The rope snaps. The top rope breaks, snaps. Finn Balor comes off of the top rope, forward ways, or sideways to forward ways. The top rope snaps. Finn Balor falls down off of the turnbuckle, top turnbuckle. Slowly makes his way to his feet. He's dazed and he's hurt. He's holding his groin area or his ribs. Like it knocked the breath out of him. Before that, Roman Reigns is looking up, like, because heard was a loud crash. Roman Reigns turned around and looks up, and Soda Well's like, Gorilla, he's like, what the heck is going on? He looks at the referee, he's like, what happened? He's like, what the heck's going on? What just happened? What's going on? What's happening? I don't understand what's happening. Uh, So he finally realized the ropes break and the referee's going nuts, everybody's going nuts, announcers going nuts. So what happened? Roman Reigns sees Finn Balor come off with the apron. Uh, Finn Balor's down. He makes his way to his feet, still holding his chest and his groin area. Uh, Finn Balor limps around, limps toward Roman. Roman runs up to him, spears him, uh, spears spears the Demon King, pins him. 1, 2, 3. Match over. And Roman Reigns is still your champion. So that's how it ends, with Finn Balor going to this unbeatable demon mode for the first time, similar to what the Fiend done. Uh, you know, uh, and he lost. So, the only thing the reason why I say I kind of liked it, but I mostly hated it was because one thing he lost by doing the demon in the road, but not just that. I didn't like the red light and the light staying black and the light not coming on. I didn't like it, the match staying in the red light. Same the way we do with the Fiend matches. I didn't like that. Um, I didn't like it then. I didn't like it when I saw that with Finn Balor, Demon King. I didn't like the red light constantly showing. I didn't like his music constantly playing. Uh, I was okay with the heartbeat at first, and even the stupid flopping around. But I thought it was kind of cool when he first came out to life. Then they should have turned the lights on. Should have been no more red lights. Should have been no more Titantron. Is pictures and stuff showing on the Titantron. Should have been no more heartbeats or anything going. Uh, you know, they just should have said, "Oh, Finn Balor's in demon mode," you know, and then, it would have been fine. They could have come up with a way better finish. I thought, like what Joe Kerr said on his show, that's what I thought they was doing when it happened, when it first happened. I thought one day was gonna get one of the Usos to come up and magically up here and grab some bolt cutters or something and cut the ropes. Uh, and cut the ropes while Finn Balor was on the rope, and then basically interfere, and then that'd be the reason why the rope broke. And that allowed for Roman to get the spear and get the 1, 2, 3. But to have for WWE to have it basically have it, rigged. Of course, we all know it's rigged, but staged. But it's choreographed. I ain't gonna say fake, but it's choreographed. Um, but we all know it's set up, predetermined. Um, but I thought for WWE's way out of this match, for Roman Reigns to be champion, for them to have the rope break like that, top rope break like that, on purpose, I just thought was ridiculous. So stupid. I just thought it was awful. It was at the worst time. I just thought it was horrible. Just a horrible way to end the match. So disappointing. Uh, I was so mad. It was just, oh my God, it was enraging. So, my God, how stupid. I was just couldn't believe it. Yep, so I just didn't like the ending of the match. So whether it ended, it could have been better. I didn't like how no titles changed hands. Um, Also, we saw the return of Sasha Banks. I understood why they done it, and I guess it was okay. It's always great to see Sasha anytime. I love Sasha. She come in and had a good beatdown on Bianca Belair and eventually Becky Lynch. So I liked how she beat both of them up. Uh, but I thought it would have been better if Sasha Banks come out at the last minute and interfered in the match, and Becky Lynch got the pin over Bianca Belair instead of got the pin on Bianca Belair and screwing Bianca Belair one more to add to their rivalry. To her and Bianca's rivalry, Sasha and Bianca's rivalry. Uh, I just thought that would have been a little bit better instead of just Sasha Banks coming in and interfering and causing disqualification to be able the match be thrown out. Uh, you know. But what I know. Yep. So that's really my only gripes with pay per view, and the fact that they call it Extreme Rules, and they didn't really get extreme at all during pay per view, in my opinion, at all. Wasn't extreme at all. They finally didn't use a single weapon to the very last match, and they used a chair and some kendo sticks and crowd on the table. And I like how Roman Reigns put it off. It's like, no, you ain't getting a table. And eventually, they used the table toward the end of the match. But that in no way justifies this show being called Extreme Rules. It was a blatant lie. There was nothing extreme about the show at all. Uh, yep, so I didn't like that. Uh, but other than that, I thought, as far as wrestling wise, it was a very good show. Wrestling wise, I thought all the matches were good, in my opinion. I thought every match was good. It's one of WWE's better pay per views and better shows including their Raw and SmackDown shows they've had in a long time, in my opinion. So yes, I thought it was good. So I personally enjoyed it. Uh, if I have to give it a rating, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. So I thought it was a good show. Well, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I thought it was a 7 out of 10. It was a good show. I really enjoyed the wrestling in it. I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, so I enjoyed it. I was expecting pay-per-view to be terrible, but WWE surprised me. They stepped up and it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yep. Now just another quick little side note. This is gonna surprise y'all too. I'm doing this early in the morning, 9:46 a.m. here where I'm at. But I've already watched Raw from last night. I actually thought Raw was a decent episode. I didn't hate it. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't cringe. It wasn't god awful like it usually is. Raw was alright. So that surprised me. So there you have it. And apparently the Hurt Business is back together on a whim. I don't know why, but whatever. Yep. So I give WWE a little bit of credit. I mean, I got to give them credit. I got to keep it real. Extreme Rules was good. Raw Up All was decent. It's a good for WWE. They put on 2 good shows in a row. Congrats. They didn't know they had it in them. Great job, WWE. I'm not going to give credit. I'm going to give the talent credit. Good job for wrestling hard, putting on good matches, and trying hard. Good job on WWE talent. Um, Glad they put on good shows. That's what I want. All I want is the wrestling fans to put on a good show. I don't even really care if the stories are terrible and the writing's terrible like it is in WWE. Just make the wrestling really good. And I'll be happy. I want good wrestling more than anything. Uh, I like promos, I like storylines and all that, but I mean, for God's sake, just give me a good wrestling match. I want good, solid wrestling matches. You know, that's all I want, really, personally, in my opinion. Uh, if WWE put on really good wrestling matches like they've been was doing at the Extreme Rules pay per view, really good competitive, real looking matches, and you could tell not everything was fake and they wasn't barely kicking each other, they wasn't touching each other like they usually do. If they really hit each other and really laid it in and laid the moves in like AEW does, like Ring of Honor does, like GCW does, like independent deathmatch wrestling does, then WWE I think would be a whole lot better. Uh, yep. I wouldn't mind the bad storylines and the terrible writing and stuff. So, and the stupid gimmicks that give people so much. If the wrestling was that much better, it was up to or equal to the level of the Indies and the AEW and Ring of Honor and GCW. If the wrestling was as good in WWE as all them other wrestlings is, then WWE, I think, my opinion, would be a lot better. Be more respectable, in my opinion. But it's not right now, of course, unfortunately. Yep. So that's my quick thoughts on Extreme Rules, and now I'm gonna go back over the shows a little bit in detail. And tell you what I thought of each match. I'll try to be very quickly because I'm very tired and want to go to bed. The first match of Grand Slam AEW Dynamite Night 1 was Brian Danielson versus Kenny Omega. Like I said, I thought this was a great match, an instant classic. I loved it. It was a great old school traditional wrestling match. It was very good. Kenny Omega's V-triggers looked great as always. His dragon suplexes looked good. Daniel Bryan did great. Daniel Bryan's chops looked vicious. So did Kenny Omega's chops and knee kicks. I liked how both of them chest were in, especially Daniel Bryan's. Uh, I like how his chest is red. It just makes it, look a bit more realistic. Like he was really, took a beating. Uh, but yes, it was a very good, fun match. I really enjoyed it. Great match. Basically, the match they was doing, even though it headbutts. Um, they did step off the top rope onto each other. Uh, they even did a dragon suplex one time off the top rope. That was awesome. Uh, Kenny Omega did a dragon suplex onto Brian Danielson on the outside on the rampway. And by the way, I love AEW's new ramp, the LED ramp they had in this at the New York Stadium. It looked awesome. I really enjoyed it. It was really cool. Thought it looked really awesome. And I was surprised that anybody took that particular bump on the ramp. I thought it was vicious. It looked really good. It was awesome. Yep. So just a very great match. Oh, by the way, while I'm just talking about this, AEW, this whole setup for this whole 2 night show, for both nights for this in our fast stadium, this whole setup for the way they had the stage and stuff set up for AEW on Wednesday Friday night was amazing. I thought it the thing looked awesome, looked so great. I just loved it. It was amazing. Yep. But anyway, great match, instant classic. Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega delivered like I thought they would. Uh, they put on a heck of a match. Instant classic, great match. So I'm proud to see Daniel Bryan in AEW, and it's always great to see Kenny. And they're two of my favorite wrestlers for a reason. They're great. I love them both. Just a great match. Loved it. Next, we got a promo. Well, after the match, the Bryan Danielson tried locking in Omega with the label lock. Uh, Super Click show up. The Elite show up. Uh, Christy Cage and Dragon Express show up and run them off. Yep. CM Punk next. CM Punk comes out and talks to the crowd. Uh, Basically cuts a promo and it was good. I liked it. Yep. And then we get MJF versus Brian Pillman. This was a good match. I liked it. Brian Pillman Jr. put up a good fight. Um, MJF cut a really good promo. Uh, well, he didn't really cut a promo, but he taunted Justin Roberts and made Justin Roberts, do his music a certain way, do it a certain way, and so I thought that was funny. Brian Pillman Jr. comes out. Uh, it was a good match, a good competitive match. I liked it. Um, Best get ended with Pillman Jr. Heading to the top rope, looks for the air Pillman crossbody. He misses it. MJF, he lands at MJF, salt to the earth arm bar, Fujimura arm bar submission. Um, and Brian Pillman Jr. is forced to tap. After the match, MJF crawls over and gets in Julia Hart's face at ringside. Yells at the camera back and someone stop him. I thought that was cool. So yeah, it was a good match. I liked it. Uh, After the match, Alex Marvez talking to Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Uh, it was good. I liked it. Um, Hager, Jericho cut a promo on Scorpio Sky and Man of the Year. Yep, so, and each Scorpio Sky new page Man of the Year. So it was really good. I liked it. And there was Michael Deb Lambert. So it was a good promo. I liked it. Good backstage segment. I liked it. Uh, Next match, we had Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. I was really looking forward to this match. Malachi Black come out in the same usual awesome entrance. It was really great. I liked it. Loved the mask and the dark gothic theme and all. I loved it. Entrance and the lights going out and everything. I loved it. Loved the whole entrance. Um, Malachi Black looked awesome, and I liked the way he sit in the ring and posed. It was really cool. Everything about Malachi Black and AW is awesome, in my opinion. Been awesome so far. I love it. Love his whole character and gimmick and everything. I loved it when Cody come out. Uh, to my surprise, I was surprised Brandy Rhodes is back with him. She was in her wrestling gear. She posed at the camera and did a little flexing, a little pose to the camera, and waved and blew me a kiss in the camera. Blew me a kiss. Thank you, Brandy Rhodes, for that. I love you, Brandy. You're amazing and very beautiful. You look amazing. You didn't even look like you had a baby, and that's a compliment. You looked so beautiful, amazing. One of the most beautiful women in the world. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, in my personal opinion. Yep. Also, like during the match with Cody, that she got involved in the match and just kind of sat in the ring, opposite on the opposite side of Malachi Black, and sat Indian style, like basically mocked Malachi Black like he does. Looked right at Malachi Black and flipped him off. Flipped him off. Thought that was funny. Gave him the bird. Gave him the finger. Thought that was hilarious. Yep. But this was a very good match. I really liked it. Uh, I liked how Cody Rhodes was, trapped or stuck on the outside or laid out on the outside for a long period of time, and it showed Malachi Black coming all around, and Cody still laid out. They had to give some kind of time for set up for something, so that made sense. I liked that part. I was had to see how it was going to end. The match was going to end. Uh, the ref is basically distracted. Malachi Black sprays a mist in Cody's eyes and rolled him up and got the 1, 2, 3. So Malachi Black beat Cody, and I liked the ending, and I like the way he beat him for Mist, Black Mist. I thought that was cool. It's a really good match. I really liked it. Malachi Black's your winner. Next, we get a Miro and Sammy Guevara vignette. It was good. I liked it. Um, Special vignettes, for the Miro and Sammy Guevara match next week in New York. Uh, Guevara bows to buy Fuego del Sol another card to replace the one he lost on Rampage. After that, we got so it's a good little vignette. After that, we got another commercial break. Now the next match is Darby Allin and Sting versus FTR. This was a good match. I liked it. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. Darby Allin and Sting win. Uh, Darby hit the carpet drop and Sting made Dax Howard tap out to a Scorpion Deathlock. And that's the victory. And they both did that like at the same time. It was very cool. In unison, it was very cool. It was a great match. I loved it. Darby Allin and Sting is your winners. It's a great match. I loved it. Uh, all right, and so the video package and all for the Brandy Rhodes and Cody's new show coming up. I can't wait to watch that. It should be good. Um, and then it showed Britt Baker and Ruby Soho's, when they had that big competition, last week on Rampage. They were just showing highlights of that to show, get ready for the match coming up. So the main event for the AEW Women's Championship. The next match, Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. Like I said, it's for the Women's Championship. I thought this was a good match. I liked it. A couple times that made me think Ruby Soho was going to get the upset victory. But it was a good match. I liked it. Um, and I liked the ending. Uh, it ended with Hayter dropping Soho down first across the top rope. And Soho bounced right into Britt Baker's lockjaw submission finisher. And Ruby Soho tapped out. Baker wins and retains the AEW Women's Championship. After the match, Baker does a cheers with her belt smacking into the camera. And that's how it ended. So it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. Just a great show. Um, if I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I just love the show. I give it a 9 out of 10 just for the first match, the Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan opening match alone. But I just really enjoyed this show. I thought it was very good. I enjoyed all the promos and the matches and the backstage stuff and the vignettes. Just thought everything was solid. I thought the wrestling was good in all the matches. Just a great show. I loved it. One of AEW's best shows. It felt like a mini pay-per-view. I loved it. It was a great show. I loved it. 9 out of 10 for AEW Dynamite. 9 out of 10 AEW Grand Slam Night 1. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Yep, it's a great show. Now on to night 2 of Grand Slam. Um, Rampage. I thought the show was good. It was also 2 hours long. I liked it. I thought it was good. The first match was CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs with Hook in his corner. I thought this was a good match. Both wrestlers looked good. They had a good competitive match. CM Punk looked good as well. Pretty much ended with Hook trying to interfere. Uh, Hobbs took out Hook by accident. Punk set up Hobbs for a GTS, and Punk hit the GTS on Hobbs. Punk pinned him and got the 1, 2, 3. So really good match. I liked it. Yep. We got a pre-tape for the rivalry between Thunder Rosa, Jake Hogan, and Nyla Rose. So that was cool. I liked it. Don Callis is next on commentary with the desk. Christian Cage, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy Luchasaurus versus Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson with Doc Guns and Burning Color. I loved this match. Thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. Jurassic Express, both teams did great. Uh, I really liked the part Luchasaurus looked really good in this match. Had a really good showing in this match. I liked the part because I'd never seen it before, where Luchasaurus uh, choke slammed one. He changed choke slam up at the same time at first. Then he choke slammed one of them, but before he choke slammed the other one, he had held one up, standing up, and then while he was still standing up, holding him up, he choke slammed the other buck on top of the buck that was already still there standing up. I thought that was just awesome. I'd never seen nothing like that before. It was awesome. Uh, just a great match. I really loved it. A great match. It ended with Cole escaping a choke slam. He hit a low kick followed by a shining wizard, and then Cole hit the Panama Sunrise. I believe it was on to Luchasaurus. Uh, and I liked how the Bucks hit the beat the E trigger, and then Cole hit the boom kick for the win. Yep. So the Super Click, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, the Elite, beat Jurassic Express and Christian Cage. Yep. So great match. I loved it. What a fun match. The next match was Men of the Year, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky with Dan Lambert out there against Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. I thought this was a really good competitive tag match. I liked it. I liked at the end how uh, Dan Lambert's team crew faction showed up all around the outside of the ring. I liked how they showed up as Jericho and Jake Hager got their hands on Dan Lambert. I like how they all got involved in the ring. Del Santos and them got involved in a little bit, was beating up Jericho and Hager. I like how Paige Van Zant, former UFC fighter, now BKFC bare knuckle fighter, got involved, and one of them was holding Jericho, and she did her solid punches with her knuckles and her fist directly to Jericho's chest, like it looked like it really hurt, like she was really laying her shots in good. So I liked that. I thought that was a cool, nice little touch. Yep, so that was cool to see Paige Van Zant get active, in the match. Yep, so I liked it. It's a really good match. Men of the Year got the victory. Yep. So really good match. I liked it. Next match was Santana and Ortiz. Penta Azina Miro, Ray Phoenix with Alex Hunters versus Hardy Family Office. Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Butcher, and Blade with Matt Hardy and Jack Evans was in the corner. This was a good match. I liked it. Um, it was a good match. Santana and Ortiz and Lucha Brothers got the win. It was a good match. I liked it. After the match, Tony Schiavone is backstage with Hardy and Evans. Hardy cut a promo. I liked it. Uh, Sammy Guevara and Fuerte del Sol walk on the ramp with cue cards. Miro walks out from behind. He takes out Fuego, and Sammy and Starks laughs on commentary. They try to fight back. Miro's just too much. Miro picked up Fuego and threw him outside to a table that looked vicious. Sammy tried to see if Fuego was okay, but Miro locked the game over on Sammy, so that was cool. He released the hold and rips up the card and says uh, that next that card that says next TNT champion. So yep. So I liked that. That was cool beatdown. I liked it. Next we get a promo pre-tape with Andrade Oidolo. He cut a promo on Pac. It was good. I liked it. Next we had a women's match, Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay. I liked this match. I thought it was a good match. I liked it. Yep. Both looked beautiful. Penelope Ford and Anna Jay both looked beautiful. It was a good women's match. I liked it. Uh, Penelope Ford got the win. Yep. I liked how Ford used the brass knuckles and knocked out Anna Jay with it. So, yep. So Penelope Ford got the win. After the match, Ford and the Bunny are beating down on Jay. Takahashi come in. Bunny got hit with a back elbow. Floyd got hit with various shots. Bunny comes in for the save and holds up Conti with Ford, and Ford hits Conti with the brass knuckles shot. HFO, Hardware Office comes out and stands in front of the apron. Art Cassidy, Chris Statlander walk out, get involved. Dark Order come out to join as well in the intertrap. Dark Order head to the ring and have Hardy Family Office running away. Dark Order and HFO stare down. Energize checked on Orange Cassidy and Hardy stare down. Ibu Uno walks out and Grizzly Cabana follow. Yep, so I liked the match and what happened afterwards, though. It was good. I liked it. Uh, Mark Kim is now standing by interviewing Lance Archer, Minoru Suzuki, Eddie Kingston, and John Moxley. It was a good little back and forth promo segment. I liked it. Now's the main event, the Lights Out Tag Team match. Eddie Kingston and John Moxley versus Lance Archer, Minoru Suzuki. I thought all four people in the match did a really good job. Thought this was a good fun. No rules, lights out match, non-sanctioned match. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I was glad Minoru Suzuki and Moxley got to have a longer match this time in AEW. Minoru Suzuki looked great, done great. So did everybody else in the match. So just a really good match. Lance Archer did really good as well. I liked the ending where Eddie Kingston uh, took a chair and kept put Lance Archer in a trash can and laid him on the ground and kept hitting the trash can over and over and over again, and then pinned him and got the 1, 2, 3. So Eddie Kingston and John Moxley got the win over Suzuki and Lance Archer over Suzuki Goon. So just a very good, fun match and a great way to end the show, in my opinion. Very good main event. So just a really good, another really good Rampage show. I really enjoyed it. Um, I'm going to have to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. So it's a very good show. I really enjoyed it. So AEW Rampage Grand Slam Night 2 was a 7.5 out of 10. Great show. I loved it. Really enjoyed it. So another great AEW show. Yep. So there's that. Now, the GCW show, I already talked a little bit about it, but I'm going to give you the results very quickly. Um, GCW show, the matches was Dante Leon versus Steve Sanders, Cub Carino, Matt Vanger for Lucky 13, and Chris Carter. It was a good match. I'm a big fan of Dante Leon. Dante Leon's awesome. It was a good match. I liked it. Dante Leon got the win. Next was a women's match. Another match was Alley Cat against Gabby Ortiz. I thought this was a good match. I liked it. Alley Way got the win. Uh, and both women looked beautiful. Uh, Another match was Everett Karn versus Dylan McKay. I liked this match a lot. I thought it was good. I liked the people's outfits. They had on like emo attire, like plaid shirts. I thought it was cool. Uh, cool little attire, funny. Seemed to go along with the show. Thought this was a really good competitive match. I really enjoyed it. Everett Carnage beat Dylan McKay, and like I said, told you about the beatdown that happened after when they put the guy's head in a plastic bag. Yep, that's what happened after this match. Pertaining to this match. Uh, Next, we had Epi versus Jimmy Lloyd, two of my favorite wrestlers in GCW. This was a good, fun match. I liked it. Epi won. He beat Jimmy Lloyd. Also, Treehouse Lee against AJ Gray, Tony Deppen, Cole Roderick, Yoya, and Jordan Oliver. Treehouse Lee won. Also, it was a good match as well. Also, we had Jimmy Jacobs against Otis Koga. It was a good match. Jimmy Jacobs won. Also, Matt Cardona come out and did a promo, uh, and he really got a defense, and cut a good promo. Basically, did an open challenge for his internet championship. Uh, him and the owner of GCW, Brett Lauderdale. Brett Lauderdale was in the stands. They had an argument back and forth going on, and it was cool. I liked it. It was funny. Epi's music hit. Um, Matt Cardona's waiting for him, looking for him in the ring. Epi come up from behind Matt Cardona and rolled Matt Cardona up surprisingly and with a quick roll up and got the 1, 2, 3. So he beat Matt Cardona. So now Matt Cardona's lost both his GCW titles in GCW. The first one to John Moxley and the second one to Effie. Even his internet title. So Matt Cardona has no championships now in GCW, so I thought it was funny. Yep, and I just thought it was really cool. Yep. Like I already said about Nick Gage, I was told everybody wrong. I'm sorry he didn't have a match this first night. His match was the next night. But he, like I said, he was DJing for emo night. So I was all seeing Nick Gage, for the first night. Even if he was just DJing and not wrestling. So like I said, this was a very good show. I really enjoyed it. I give it a 8 out of 10. So very good show. I really loved it. Now this next show was good as well. I liked it too. Uh, it was called Get Lost a Lot. This was the next night, Sunday night. No, I'm sorry, Saturday night. Uh, yep. The first match was Alex Zane versus AR Fox. It was a good match. I liked it. Um, Alex Zane got the win. Now, I'm sorry, guys, I told you wrong. This next segment was the one where Matt Cardona lost his other belt. It's when Effie rolled up and beat him. This happened night two. It wasn't night one. I'm very sorry for that mistake. Yep. So I already told you about that. I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. Effie's the new internet champion beating Matt Cardona. Uh, the next match was Octavius Koga wrestled again. Was the second night against Jordan Oliver. This was a good match. I liked it. I liked both wrestlers. Octavius Koga got the win. Uh, the next match was for the GCW Tag Team Championship. Second Gear Crew match, one of my just two of my favorites against two of my other favorites in GCW, Chris Dickinson and Starboy Charlie. This was a very good tag team championship match. Um, Second Gear Crew, Mance Warner, and Matthew Justice won. They're still the tag team champions. So very good tag team title match. The next match after that was Taja Imori versus Tony Deppen. I'm a fan of both these wrestlers. So it was a very good competitive match. I liked it. Taja Ishimori won. I like how Deppen flipped off Ishimori out after the match, flipped him off. Nick, now for more of night two, we had a six-place scramble match. Jimmy Lloyd versus Ninja Matt versus Nick Wayne versus Dante Leon versus Cole Radrick versus Deranged. Um, I'm a big fan of Jimmy Lloyd, Ninja Mac, Nick Wayne, Dante Leon. Some of my favorites in GCW. This was a great match. I loved it. So much fun. Ninja Mac got the win. He's awesome. So much fun to watch. Love Ninja Mac. It's a great match. I loved it. Another match was Yo-Yo versus AJ Gray. This was a really good match. I always love AJ Gray's match. It's another one of my favorites in GCW. AJ Gray's awesome. I love how they said he's a big Limp Bizkit fan. He said he's a big Limp Bizkit fan, and he came out to rolling every vehicle uh, as his feet on rolling, rolling, rolling. So I thought that was awesome. And him and the crowd was into it. And AJ Gray when the crowd was singing all the words, the announcer was singing all the words. Thought that was awesome. Yep. So AJ Gray won. Uh, so good match. I liked it. Next match was Nick Gage versus Grim Reaper. Two of my favorite wrestlers, Nick Gage and Grim Reaper. Uh, Two of my favorite wrestlers in GCW. Nick Gage does a great job as always. He talked on the mic and could have put him on top of the crowd. Did a really good job. Grim Reaper had a good match. They call him Grim Reaper because he smokes weed during the matches and uses it as a prop and a tool during his matches. I just think it's funny. He's actually a good wrestler. He can really fly and everything. Does a lot of cool stuff on the top rope. Uh, Both of those guys can go. Grim Reaper can go in the ring. He's a good worker and does a lot of cool moves. So does Nick Gage. Both these guys can go in the ring. Just both great workers. So I knew it was going to be a really good match, and it was. It was a really good match. Uh, in the end, Nick Gage got the win for Power Driver, and he also hit his choke breaker. And so Nick Gage got the win. He beat Grim Reaper. After that, Nick Gage talked to the fans, and he did it because he loves the fans. He just shook hands with Reefer. Yep. Now we have the main event: Minoru Suzuki versus Homicide. This was a big match, and I was excited for it. It was a really fun match. I really liked it. Uh, Homicide gave it his all, so did Suzuki. They was beating the crap out of each other all match, both hitting each other shots and belly stabbing and laughing about it. They busted each other open, a lot of blood. Just a really fun, great match. I loved it. Uh, Towards the end, Homicide wouldn't go down no matter how hard Suzuki kept hitting him. Suzuki locked in a chokehold on Homicide. Homicide tried to tough his way through it, but he eventually passed out in the chokehold. So the referee called for the bell. So Minoru Suzuki got the win. He beat Homicide. After that, Homicide celebrated with Chris Dickinson and soaked in the crowd's cheers. After the match, Minoru Suzuki got on the mic and said he would like to be back in GCW, that he would be back. He thanked all the fans for being so good to him in GCW. Suzuki said he loved being in GCW and doing it for GCW. He loved it. So there's that. Great way to end the show. Very good last match. Very good main event to have to end the show. Night two of GCW. So yes, it was a great match. I really enjoyed it. Another great show by GCW. I give out also this second show by GCW in the second night 8 out of 10 as well, just like the first night. So another 8 out of 10 for GCW. Yep, so a great show. I loved it. GCW killed it as usual. Yep, so there's that. Now I'm gonna give you the results real quick for Extreme Rules. Like I said, no title changed hands. Kamal and Liv Morgan had a good match on the kickoff. Liv Morgan beat Carmella. New Day versus Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and almost it was a good match. Um, New Day beat Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and almost by pinfall. Uh, SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Usos versus Street Profits. Usos won. It was a very good tag team title match. I liked it. Usos got the win. The next match was for the women's title, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. Uh, Charlotte Flair got the win. Beat Alexa Bliss with one natural selection. Uh, Yep. So Charlotte Flair got the win. Good match. I liked it. I liked it. Charlotte Flair got the win. Charlotte Flair looked beautiful. She looked amazing. Man, so hot. So beautiful. She looked amazing. Before the pay-per-view started, showed her on the kickoff show, pulling up in a to the event in a stretch limousine. She looked beautiful when she got out of it. Yep. But Charlotte won. Like I said after the match, she destroyed the Dolph. So yep. And Alexa Bliss had a crying meltdown in the ring and on the announce table and up the ramp after, like I said before. Yep. So Charlotte's still the women's champion. So shout out to Charlotte. You're amazing. Uh, Good job, Alexa Bliss, too. You're one of my favorites, too. You did a good job. It's a good match. Uh, the next match for the U.S. title, Damien Priest versus Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. This was a good triple threat match. I enjoyed it. Damien Priest won by pinfall, and he beat both Sheamus and Jeff Hardy to retain his title. So Damien Priest is still your U.S. champion in a very good triple threat match. The next match was for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. They had a good match. Like I said, the match ended in a disqualification when Sasha Banks rushed the ring and interfered and beat up Bianca Belair and then beat up Becky Lynch, the man. So Big Time Beck is what they call her now. But they should go back to calling her the man, not Big Time Bex, but that's in my opinion. But yeah, it was a good match until it got ruined by DQ. Call by the way it did it, so I'm okay with the ending of the match. It was a good match. I liked it. So Becky Lynch still your champion. Still the champion. She retained the title. Uh, yep. So that was a good match. And then, like I said, I've already told you about the main event. It was a good, really good match. I didn't like the ending. Thought it was stupid with them having a rope break. Um, but Roman Reigns still the champion. He beat Finn Balor with a spear and got the 1-2 priest. And Roman Reigns is still your champion. Yep. And that's how Extreme Rules ended. You know, like I said, towards the ending about the music playing and all that. So, yep. Going into demon mode and losing and all that. So, yep, that's the end of my review. Extreme Rules, I thought was a good pay per view. I give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good pay per view. I liked it a lot, actually. I was very surprised. The Raw, I thought, like I said, was good earlier tonight as well, early last night as well. So, Extreme Rules, I give it a 7 out of 10. Really good show. I really liked it. So, good job at WWE for doing a really good Extreme Rules pay per view and a really good, you didn't have Extreme Rules, but whatever. Uh, and putting on a good to decent Raw show the next night. putting on two good shows back to back. I got to give WWE credit where it's due. I give credit where it's due. So, yep. So good job with WWE. Just my opinion, just a really great week of wrestling this last week. AEW was both great. Both shows was great. Ring of Honor was good. GCW had two shows that was fantastic. Extreme Rules I thought was very good. So as a big lifelong diehard wrestling fan, couldn't ask nothing more for this week of wrestling. Just great shows. Man, just so great. Yep. So there's that. Another really good week of wrestling. Uh, Hope everybody liked this review. Hope I did a good job, explaining stuff to y'all, and hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. Happy wrestling. See you next time. See you again soon. See you. Bye.